Can I tell you what's been on my mind?
Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie. You're here on my farm and I'm walking out to the garden to check it. Listen, today's video is going to be very much of a like what's for dinner. We're gonna put a roast on to begin with. While it's cooking, I'm gonna actually take you back a few days, share with you a few clips over the weekend that I did not share in the weekend wrap up. Then we're going to come back and I end up making mashed potatoes, green beans, and I'm going to show you how to make cream corn before garden fresh cream corn garden fresh corn is available. So when you have to buy store-bought canned corn, I'm going to show you how to turn that into a delicious cream corn. Let me just also add, I'm out here checking the garden. It's so beautiful. Nothing is coming up yet. The plants that we planted look beautiful, but none of the seeds have come up yet, but we only planted it just a couple of days ago. So, 3 days ago. Anyway, let me just say that hopefully this is the last video that there will be audio issues with. So let me just say, if in case you missed the last few, you don't need to comment on the audio. I do know there's issues, and I am just learning a new set of microphones. However, with that being said, also know that in the types of videos I do, I can't always have on a microphone. So when I'm cooking, I can, as long as they're charged and they're working right. I can definitely do that now that I've learned my new microphones. But yeah, so I do know, and by the end of this video, as this video starts out, I do not have microphones, but at the very, very end, I think we have finally figured it out. So, but again, sometimes you're just gonna have to adjust your volume to go with whatever happens with us. So anyway, that's it on the audio. So I am just checking these. Oh, there's a tomato plant I'm a little iffy on. It might bite the dust, so we may have to replace a tomato plant. We planted, I believe, 34 maybe. I can't remember. Maybe 34, 36, maybe 32. I don't know. Somewhere around there. But that one looks a little, those two together right there look like they might be biting the dust. All my pepper plants look pretty good. Oh no. Something has been in here. All right. The tops. Oh, they've already been in here. I just planted the garden and them stinking deer have already been in here. Oh, it is war. Oh, the tops of all my pepper plants are just like chopped off. We gotta do something. I don't know what, but this is a goal for today. Look, he must have got spooked and where he bit it. He ran off without his meal. Daggum. Ugh! Makes me so mad. This is my frustration with the garden. Here the last few years, the deer get it. And there's a pepper plant that may not make it. These were much smaller pepper plants up here. But anyway, all right, let's just get into today's video. I'll fuss about the deer and figure something out. But let's just get right into today's video. Remember, no need to mention the audio. I know it, and I've asked for grace and just patience, and I think we figured it out by the end of this video. But so just be ready to adjust your volume a little bit. So, all right, on with the video. Let me explain a little bit more about the audio that I figured out, because used to, even if I didn't use the microphone, you could still hear me well. And I just got a new case for my phone, and it is a thicker, bigger case. And I feel like when I don't have my microphone on, it also hinders the volume from going in correctly or as clearly. So I'm going to be on the hunt for a different case as well. So on the case times that I have to use no microphone, you know, when I'm out and about and I don't have a microphone on, that the case won't hinder the clearness of the sound audio. So just saying that there's been multiple things going on, a new tech system as far as mics going, a learning curve there, and it just dawned on me that the case is probably part of the issue as well. So all right, now let's get on with the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. You're here on a What's for Supper. This is not a specific recipe. This is just, you're going with me kind of through my day, and we're getting supper started, and then you'll kind of sit down and eat with us. So I'll share a little bit of our day. Actually, I'll share a little bit of our yesterday with you. But I need to get something going in this crock pot. We have, surprise, surprise, another busy day. I am going to make a roast, and because I need to be doing several other things, I need to we just have lots to do. And then tonight we have where we disciple. Bryant works with about five or six young men. I work with about 5 or 6 young women, and we're just pouring into their lives, and we're just going through life situations and how to handle them and so forth. So I need something I can put in the crock pot. It's later in the day than I had anticipated it being, and so I want to get this roast going. So let me wash my hands, and I've already washed them, but gotta wash them again. And let's get a roast on. If you've watched my channel, you know I'm very simple dimple when it comes to my roast. Caroline, she does a Mississippi pot roast, and it is absolutely amazing. I usually just take a much more simple approach. I do a pretty good helping of salt and pepper. I actually have some Redmond's Chef's Blend that would be really good on here, but I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna salt and pepper. Oh, I just spilled pepper everywhere. Salt and pepper it really nicely, and you can do both sides if you want, but since I'm doing the crock pot, if I was searing it, I would do both, but I'm not going to sear it. I'm just salt and pepper in the top end. I need to get some onion in there. I'm not cutting all the way to my cabinet. But, so we have a really busy, actually a pretty busy week. We have something about every night, and it seems like this is going to be probably the only night I'm able to have supper here. And technically we could actually eat out tonight, but I don't want to. I want this roast, and this is what I planned. And I'm one of those that if I have a plan and my plans get interrupted all the time. So I'm used to that because something on the farm may happen and so forth. So I'm used to plans getting changed. But do I like it? No. So if I can somehow keep part of my plan intact, We had not scheduled our meeting where we disciple, or not really disciple. I guess it is disciple. I guess that's a good word for it. But where we meet with the young men and women, we had not scheduled that. And because of Easter, we'd kind of gotten delayed, and we had to cancel a couple of times. So we rescheduled for tonight, and then we found out we're going to miss a few of Judah's last week of games, but that's okay. He will have a tournament after this week, and so it'll be okay. All right, so basically, that's all I do. If I had a little celery seed would be super great on this. I turn it on low, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of water, not an awful lot. Maybe 3/4 of a cup. And I'm just gonna kind of pour it around the side. I'm not even putting that whole thing. All right, it's on low. Lid goes on. We're gonna have a delicious roast in about probably 5 to 6 hours. So I'm gonna set that out of the way. Now let's go back. Hey, stay tuned to the end of this video because we've got some bloopers coming up from yesterday. I was filming, Bryant was making faces at me, and I was getting tickled, and it was not going well. So I'm going to add those bloopers at the end. But while our roast is cooking, let's go to yesterday. Bryant's got some farm stuff on here, and there's a couple of other things on here. We went out to eat over the weekend that I did not share on the weekend wrap up. So let me share those clips here, and I'll meet you back. We're going to have, oh goodness, you remember I got that tomato that was so good? Well, I got 2. And so I'm going to make creamed corn. I'm going to show you how to make a delicious creamed corn when corn is not quite in season and you're still having to buy canned grocery store corn, and you don't have any freezer corn, or you don't have a garden or whatever. If you have canned corn, I'm going to show you how I make creamed corn. And it is super good, super delicious. And I love a sliced tomato with my canned corn. Now, it's not quite yet time for garden fresh tomatoes. So I'm doing the next best thing and using a hothouse tomato that I bought at a farmer at the Whitaker Farm. So, all right. So let me show you those clips, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Well, it's Friday morning on the farm. Everything's went great this week. Here's a little action. I want to show you what's happening this morning. See those windrows right there? What that is when I had this land cleared, they piled all the big stumps right there. Well, they've been sitting for about 5 years. And so it's time to roll them and get the dirt out of them. You'll see that dozer over there. I think that's a D6 Caterpillar. Watch him just take a big chunk out of it right there. What he's doing is he's rolling it down here down the hill on the other side of that tree line and making another little pile down there. Gonna push them up, just let them continue to rot down there. I'll burn some of them, and that's dust. That's not smoke. That's just dust that's coming off the dirt as he's rolling it there. A lot of debris and stuff in there. So it shows you how dry it is and how rotten that stuff is. So just trying to get the pastures a little more manageable, get more grass out here for the cows. So hopefully we can maybe add 1 or 2 more cows down the road. So got him a big bite right there. There he goes. He's pushing it. So that's a little bit of what's happening here on the farm. Then we're going to go get the hay cutter out, get it serviced, and get it ready to go. I think the day's like, what's the day, Daniel? April 24th, 5th, yeah, something like that. So hopefully we're going to start cutting hay sometime around May 5th. I'd hope to start around May 1st, but we're going to let it mature a little more. And so let's get everything ready to go. All right, got the mowing machine hooked up. Going to take it down here to the hay barn. Put some brand new set of blades on it. Going to grease all the fittings on it. Check the gearbox oil. This is a It's a great time, but it's an apprehensive time because you know something's going to break here when you start, but it's okay. That's why we do preventative maintenance, to try to have everything ready to go. All right, let me take you under the skirt here of the mower, show you what we've done. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turtles. This thing is a 9.5 foot cut. That thing right there is called a turtle. And on the turtle, you got blades. See that blade right there? What you have to do is take this nut off. That bolt comes out the bottom, and you put a new blade on there, just like that. Each turtle has 2 blades. There's the other one right there. So Daniel and I have taken and put new blades on every turtle of this machine. It cuts the hay, then it sends the hay through those 2 big rollers right there. That's called a crimper. And it crimps the hay and squishes the water out of the grass. How you like the way I said squish. But anyway, it mashes, applies pressure, whatever you want to call it. And anyway, it shoots it out the back and throws it in what's called a windrow. And so this, my friends, is a John Deere Moco 926 mowing machine. Been a great machine, and trying to get a little more life out of it. Got a small problem. We got a grease fitting right here that won't take grease. But anyway, we've done it the best we can. We're going to give it a whirl, see what happens. So let's check the oil in the cutting bar and see what we got.
The roast is still cooking, so let's go back over the weekend where Bryant and I went and tried a new restaurant. Well, everybody, we're going to try a new little restaurant. It's not necessarily new, it's new to us. We've not been here yet, so we're going to try it in just a second and let you know what we think.
What's it called?
Simply Delicious.
Yeah? What kind of food do you got?
Asian and Thai cuisine.
Let's check it out. Let's real quick. They're Simply Delicious Pad Thai. Let's go in and check it out. Here we go.
And we're starting out with spring rolls. 4 spring rolls and duck sauce.
Why do they call them spring rolls?
I don't know. Maybe they only make them in the spring.
Yep.
I don't know.
They are small, aren't they?
That's what spring rolls are.
Yeah. I was looking for big egg rolls.
He was expecting an egg roll.
Yeah. All right. Give us a rating. Tell us what you think.
Oh, they're hot.
They're hot? All right, I'll bring you back. All right, Mom. What's your rating? Pretty good?
Very good. Hot, but very good.
Yeah. Not spicy.
Not spicy hot, but temperature hot.
Just came out the deep fryer.
But very, very good.
All right, Mom. What'd you get?
I got chicken lo mein, and it is so good. Very good. What did you get?
I got chicken and broccoli. They do Chinese too, so I did chicken and broccoli. White rice.
So good. Very good. I'm going to branch out next time.
Okay, Mom, how are we finishing out the night?
Finishing out the night with a sweet treat, a coffee sweet treat. We're getting our white chocolate caramel mocha here at Starbucks.
Yep, here we are. We've already ordered.
And we're just waiting.
Where did we go a while ago before we came here?
Went by the church.
Yep.
And then before that, we ran and got just a couple items from Food Line for a recipe coming up on Monday.
Okay. All right, so there we go. Let's wait for this white chocolate caramel mocha.
Yes, I'm excited. And now, let's go look at some flowers. What a wonderful Saturday this has been. So I hope you enjoyed kind of going back a few days and just seeing a glimpse of the things we did. But let's get this supper finishing up. So I have green beans over here. I've already cooked them for a little bit. And now I'm going to grab some salt. I have my potatoes sliced up and they're covered in water. I did that earlier just so I wouldn't have to do it later. So we're going to go ahead and get those cooking. And the star of the show, or the star I want to share with you, is going to be creamed corn. Now, let me just say that I love creamed corn, and I love fresh creamed corn. And you can kind of do it a different way than you do canned creamed corn. And I don't mean the already creamed corn. We're just taking regular corn and we're going to make it into creamed corn. And it's kind of what I do when we don't have corn in season. And it won't be long for it to be corn time. But I have this big can. So this is going to last me and Bryant a couple of days. this big can of corn, and it is just whole sweet corn. Nothing fancy about it, canned in water. What I am going to do is I'm going to drain almost all of the water. I'm going to keep maybe just a little bit. For the most part, I'm draining all the water off. All right, so I've drained the water, and I'm going to put it in here. Probably drained a little bit too much of the water, but that's okay, because we're going to put milk or cream or something. I have a little bit of milk, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to grab first, I black pepper my corn. So I'm going to put plenty of black pepper in there. A pinch of salt. Much more black pepper than I do salt. And if you're like me, you want to come in here and make sure it's good and sweet. You might want to add some sugar if it's not sweet enough. But I think we're just going to kind of let it do its own thing today. I'm not going to add anything as far as sugar goes, I don't think. But let me grab the butter. All right, so here I have some butter, and I'm going to kind of do, like, that's probably 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, I just used the can that my corn came in, just so I don't have to mess up anything else. And I'm going to get probably, I'm guessing about 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now, let me just say, on a normal day, when I would have groceries stocked, we would use milk. But guess who doesn't have any milk? So we're actually going to use cream. So it's going to be real cream corn. Now I can add some water to this if I wanted to, if I wanted to thin it down. I'm going about half of the can full. I'm going to grab a whisk. So let's move right along with this cream corn. My potatoes are ready to be drained and mashed. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this burner on. And we're going to get that going. I'm just going to, there's just a little bit of fluid left of the canning liquid. And we're going to just let that kind of melt the butter. And we'll pour this in just a second. All right, so you can see here that it is kind of boiling. I think you can see that. The butter is pretty much almost melted and added to that liquid. So we're going to add this. I did end up adding just a splash or 2 of water in here just to thin it out a little bit. The heavy cream, I was afraid it was going to make it too thick. Now, some people use cornstarch, and that's totally fine too. I just happen to prefer using, flour and cream. And it's going to kind of come back up to a boil, and it's going to begin to thicken. And as soon as it starts to thicken up, as it's already doing, it, my friends, is almost ready. Oh my goodness, y'all. And let me tell you what I love with cream corn. Sliced tomato. We are going to have a delicious, look, it's already thick, creamy. Oh my goodness. I'm actually going to cut it off because it's already thick and creamy. Look at that. Kind of like corn gravy. That is going to be delicious. Delicious. All right, I'm going to cut it off. I may have put too much black pepper in it. Bryant's not going to like that. But hopefully the cream will. And if by chance, let's say you were using regular milk and you got it too thick, just come in and add a little more milk. It may thicken up as it sits here. And I may say, oh, that's a little thicker than what I want. So I'll just add some water or some more heavy cream to it to thin it out. Now, I'm going to make my mashed potatoes. Oh, let's talk about bread. I'm not going to make biscuits. Normally with this meal, I would be making homemade biscuits. And that's just my normal. But we've got corn, that's a pretty high carby food. We've got mashed potatoes, which is a very high carby food. Tomatoes have a little bit, and green beans have a little bit. I mean, they're not high or anything, but I'm just going to cut one out, and that's going to be the biscuits. So it's going to be so good. All right, I'm going to make the mashed potatoes. We'll make a plate. Don't forget, don't leave, because there's bloopers at the end from Sunday's video, I think. But we'll meet you in the living room. Not the living room. We'll meet you in the dining room in just a little bit. Well, everybody, we are at the dinner table. And hopefully, it's going to be good.
Look at that tomato.
I've already been in the cream corn. I know it's good.
Do you want to say the blessing?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Dear Lord, bless this food. Thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you, Lord, for the viewers that watch us faithfully and regularly. Pray you bless them. Bless everything we do tonight. Our Bible study and our counseling later on. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. So we hope we finally got our mics figured out.
Yep, I think we do.
So I know we might be a little bit louder now than we were earlier, or than I was earlier in the video. But hopefully we've got it figured out. Now, have my windows open.
How do you get your salt out? You bang it on the table?
You bang it on the table.
The meat is tender.
Yes, it is. Juicy. It just fell apart.
Yep.
And I do it super simple. I don't add a lot of things to my meat, just onion, salt, and pepper. You guys saw that. But now, I'm not liking anybody that does, because Caroline makes a Mississippi pot roast where she puts the pepperoncinis, all kinds of seasoning in there, and it's just as delicious.
Really, that's really good too. I'm gonna add a little pepper, and I'll add a little salt to my tomatoes.
The only thing with the mics is you probably can hear us chew and swallow.
No, that's true. That's true.
So good.
Look at that roast, just falls apart. Look at that. Delicious.
I have to have a piece of tomato with my cream corn.
So the question is, would you rather have roast or stew beef? Which one are you a fan of? We like them both.
Yeah, we like both, and I usually do the same sides with either one.
And you don't, like you just said, you don't do a pot roast with potatoes and carrots.
I mean, I have, but I just like it just super simple. Onions is really the only thing I add.
Yep. This, in my opinion, is one of the best country meals you can have.
Delicious. I think the roast with potatoes and carrots is probably, I don't know, it reminds me of winter more than. And I'm ready for the garden vegetables, so I guess I'm practicing on
summertime.
Yep.
All right, Mom.
You like my green beans the way I've been doing them lately,
yes.
too.
She adds bacon bits and a little bit, I think, of brown sugar, maybe.
A little bit of brown sugar, bacon bits, and a drizzle of olive oil.
The flavor is superb.
Now, I probably won't do that when it comes to homegrown, because they don't need no help.
So.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We have to hurry up and eat and then get to church.
Busy schedule.
Yep. We have, as usual, a busy schedule. So, guys, we're going to go for now, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for joining us for this What's for Dinner and for going back and looking at a few videos from the weekend. So thank you for joining us.
What did they see?
They saw you were working on your hay equipment.
Oh.
They saw us go out to eat to the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, and remember, there's a blooper at the end, so you don't want to miss that.
What kind of blooper?
It was when you were making faces at me and I was trying to end the video yesterday and I couldn't quit laughing. So
that was funny.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the weekend wrap-up. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie, and you're here on the weekend wrap-up, and I am thrilled to have you here. Hey, everyone. Welcome to... You've got me so messed up. I don't know what... Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife and welcome to Bryce. You've messed me up for real.
I messed you up.